it going, guys? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions. I want to thank you guys again for tuning in for another helpful video. For today's video, we're going to be talking about kind of the criteria that I kind of look for when it comes to swing trading. I have made some videos about swing trading, but because it's not necessarily something that I do very actively, it's not something that I really talk about that much. So I thought I'd take advantage of this opportunity. I found a stock that I shouted out within the TechBud Solutions community in the group chats that I was considering about swing trading. Once the price got to the price level that I found that it had potential more for profit than potential for loss when it comes to long term, I made the decision to buy in. I'm not at the lowest point. The overall support's about at $17.03. I'm in at an average of 17.07, meaning that I'm down right now about 2 cents. But again, this is Snapchat, a multi-billion-dollar company, and I'm going to talk about exactly why it is that I bought into the price that I did, how I'm managing my risk, and why I see potential on Snapchat. And so I want to make sure when you guys are watching this video that I'm simply just sharing my whole thought process on why I'm buying Snapchat, the reason I'm buying at that certain price point, the reason I'm selling at this certain price point, and the reason I'm stop lossing out. So again, just sharing my whole thought process. In no way is this for you guys to purchase Snapchat or anything that you guys don't understand. If you guys know anything about me, especially within the TechBud Solutions community, I want to make sure that I lead by example, and we have 3 simple rules: is you never invest in something that you don't understand, you never invest based on anyone else's opinion, and the last thing is you always have to plan out your trade, making sure that you can manage your risk, and the only way that you can do that is if you know where you're buying in, know where you're selling, and know where you're going to cut your losses. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Again, I made this based on a member's request for me to talk about a little bit more on what it is that I look for when it comes down to swing trading. There are a really good number of swing traders within our swing trading group chat, so feel free to click on the link down below. It's the Facebook group, so it's TechBud Solutions. You simply have to have a Facebook account, and we're over 29,000 members worldwide with all the different platforms we have available, so you have access to be able to share your mistakes, share your best practices, and network with like-minded individuals all across the world. So we promote a very supportive and welcoming environment for both new and experienced traders. So I hope you guys can utilize the tools that we provide for you for free to your advantage. So thank you guys again so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Alrighty guys, so this is Snapchat, and this is where it currently stands. Basically when I was actually filming like the portion that you guys just saw, Snapchat ended up going below to 1702. So I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about what it is that I know about Snapchat on more of the technical side, on like how it's been playing out with the actual price points. So if we go a little bit further back, the IPO launched quite a while ago, right? So it launched, it went public at like $17, but when it actually went out to the public and when people were actually able to buy it, it was at like $23 or $24. Hit highs of 29, and ever since then it's been on a downward trend. Since its IPO launch and since this huge drop that it had, the lowest it's ever been is $17, and it's never gone below 17, as you guys can see here. So there's a strong support at $17. Understanding that, we're going to focus in this area right here. Understanding that there's a strong support at $17 and that it's continuously been bouncing, right, holding above 17, does that mean that it's always going to hold above 17? No, right? Understanding that just because it's happened before doesn't always mean that it's going to happen. How are we supposed to trade something, invest in something long term, manage our risk, and make sure that it makes sense? Well, understanding that right now $17 is a pretty common support where Snapchat stands. So I'm gonna do a 20-day analysis, and as you guys can see here, within the past 20 days, it has hit highs. It's exceeded $18, but realistically, $18 is the ideal resistance, meaning that every time that it bounces at 17, usually hits 18, and then sees a downward trend, bounces, hits about 18, comes back down, and is now back at 17. So again, back at near support, $17, resistance at around 18. It takes about 2 to 3 days for it to actually go from 17 all the way up to 18. So that's why I'm calling this a swing trade. It's not something that I'm going to be planning on holding for a very long time, but it's something that I think I can squeeze in a small amount of profit. If I'm correct, from $17 to $18, we have about 5% profit. So if I invest about $3,000, my return would be a little bit more than $150, which is great, right? For a swing trade, something that I don't have to worry about too much. It's Snapchat. It's a multi-billion-dollar company, but it comes down to managing my risk. How do I know that my potential for profit is greater than my potential for loss? It comes down to something very simple. Understanding that it's never broken below 17, we can identify 17 as the actual support. because it's so close to the actual support, it's very easy for me to be able to manage my risk. What I mean by that is I called out my position. I called out when I was thinking about buying on Snapchat, and it was because it was holding very well at about 1706. So I made the decision to buy in at 1707. I was waiting for it to bounce. It bounced and then hit highs of 1713, and then saw a downward trend, hit lows of 1702. But all I care about is that it holds above $17. That's all I care about, because my current stop loss is at 1699. So when it hits 1699, my position will automatically sell, and I will take the loss of whatever my position is. So if I'm in at Snapchat at 1707 and then my stop loss is at 1699, my potential for loss is less than 0.50%. It's 0.46, if you guys can see right there. My potential for profit from 1707 to highs of $18, which is the resistance, which is where I'm planning on selling, is exactly 5.43. Usually I'm going to put my limit order to sell at 17.99. It's just something I usually do. But again, my potential for profit is about 10 times greater than my potential for loss. So that's how I'm managing my risk. That's how I'm making sense of the swing trade. I'm investing in something that I understand. This is not a penny stock. This is not something that I'm, hoping that it goes up. It's something that I understand based on previous trends within the past 20 days and the overall, life of Snapchat, that it's never gone below 17. But I have a proper plan that I believe, can really help me manage my risk. Does that mean that if it goes that 100% just because it's never gone below 17, that it's never going to go below? No. Understanding that, just because it's never broken the support of 17, some news can happen, it can drop sub 17, but at least I have my stop loss. Understanding that, again, I'm managing my risk, so I'm keeping my losses small, and my potential for profit is much greater. Now when it continues to rise, and once it's on the rise to 18, since I'm only in right now with 175 shares, I can make the decision to continue adding. I'm probably going to add about $2,000 more as it continues to rise once it starts breaking above 1720. Because once it starts breaking above 1720 based on previous trends, that has been a common support. So once we break above that resistance, I have a better understanding that, Snapchat is starting to move up. And then once I actually get to $18, my actual profit, because of my position size being so much greater, it's going to be that much greater as well. So it comes down to something very simple. I'm going to wait for the upward momentum before I start adding to my size. My risk is managed because of the stop loss that I have and because of the overall trend that Snapchat has, played out. And I understand that $18 is the ideal sell point within, the next couple of days, because realistically, I know that it's gone there within the past 20 days about, 1, 2, and 3 times. And it makes sense to me, right? It's not something unrealistic. It's something that I think is, you guys can see simply within the past 20 days. And that's really just it. That's all I really look for when it comes to swing trading. You also want to make sure that you keep up with the news when it comes to actual Snapchat and everything that they're talking about. So I did see this newsletter, and I'm going to continue keeping the team and especially the swing trading group chat within TechBud Solutions up to date, because I know a lot of our swing traders are actually looking at Snapchat themselves as well. So I do want to give a shout out to all of you guys and all the people within TechBud Solutions. So other than that, I just wanted to talk a little bit more about why I'm deciding to jump into Snapchat. Because people always ask, why isn't that I swing trade, and what is it that I look for when I do swing trade? So I don't swing trade because the opportunity when it comes to day trading I find to be much greater. This week is going to be a very busy week, so I might not be able to day trade as much as I want to. Therefore, being able to take advantage of Snapchat based on the current opportunity that it presents itself is something that I find and see potential in. And again, if you guys don't see potential and you guys can't manage your risk and it doesn't make sense to you, again, don't trade it. You never invest based on anyone else's opinion, and you never invest in what you guys don't understand. If you guys are paper trading and want to see kind of how this plays out, again, paper trading is simulation trading, so no real monetary risk. Understanding that if you guys want to kind of just test the waters and kind of want to get into a little bit more on how Snapchat, can play out. If you're doing this paper trading, then you guys, again, set up a plan, make sure that you guys treat it like it's real money, and see how it plays out. Get a good entry, get a good sell point in mind, and then have a stop loss to be able to manage your risk. But that's really just it, guys. I wanted to talk about the whole thought process of kind of why I decided to buy in that Snapchat
at the lows of 17, why my stop loss is right below $17, which is the support, and why my limit order is to sell at $18. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys did, please feel free to give it a thumbs up.
Thank you guys again so much for watching. I hope you guys found the content that we talked about today somewhat informative. I do want to give a shout out to a couple members within TechButt Solutions that have been doing extremely well. And one of the first members, his name is Gutierrez. His shout out should be right here. He logged in within the past week a little bit over $7,000 of profit, so huge shout out to him. Another one is Daniel Robertson. He logged in a little bit under $190, so huge congrats to him. It was over 41% profit, so amazing. And then we also have Corey that logged in 31% profit on one of the stocks he ended up trading in, and he led by example by talking about something that led to his success. And one of the last ones is going to be Mark, and it was just consistent profit with him, and again, his shout out should be right here. So if you guys want to be shouted out, please feel free to just post whatever it is that you guys are trading within the TechButt Solutions Facebook platform. But most importantly, just remember to continue sharing your mistakes, continue sharing your best practices to help one another out. And again, the thing that we do best is we provide a supportive environment for both new and experienced traders. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I can't thank you guys enough for everything it is that you guys do. Continue working hard, continue learning, continue planning, and continue making that money. Like always, guys, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, guys.